All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Wednesday, and that means it's time for a little free therapy. Today, we're talking about why it can feel like we are less motivated during the summer.
Dr. Laura Saunders is a child psychologist at the Institute of Living, and she is joining us now with more, especially during a heat wave, right, Doctor? We just want to, do nothing.
Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday, and we are in the midst of the lazy, hazy days of summer.
I'd like to sing you a little ditty. Whoa, sometimes I get a sluggish feeling.
That's a beautiful ditty.
Thank you.
So yes, and actually I did call it the lazy, hazy days, although I generally don't like the word lazy, because lazy is such a judgmental term.
Yeah, it really is.
And, in these, hot, humid days where it actually seems like it rains most every day, it really can lower people's motivation. So I want people to sort of take some time to look at what might be affecting their motivation. And I'm talking about motivation maybe to get outside and exercise, or to, get together with friends, or to do things and be more active in the summer.
How do you find motivation? How do you look for it around the corner? Does it just creep up on you? How do you find it?
Well, I think sometimes it's doing a bit of a self-assessment. So what is holding you back from doing whatever it is that you want to do? Is it like the fear of uncertainty? Is it a new challenge? Do you feel inadequate or not good enough? Right? We've talked about the imposter syndrome, lack of values clarity. So it's really kind of doing an assessment, observing yourself, rating yourself on your motivation from 1 to 10. Like, you know what? I'm really just a level 2 motivation to do this thing. I don't want to do it. Or actually, I feel motivated. Why can't I get myself to do it? So do a little bit of a kind of a values clarification on your motivation.
So the other thing is, you mentioned lazy is a judgmental term, and that there's really no such thing as laziness. I guess that's why you're asking that we go a little deeper and find out why. I mean, is it okay if we just don't want to do something and you just say, you know what, it's okay to just take a break and not do as much?
Absolutely. But that's part of the assessment of the values clarification. It's like, you know what? I just need a day to do nothing. I've been working all week. Some people work a second job, or they, driving their kids all around. It's okay to say, I just need a day of downtime. But that's the values clarification. So then don't call yourself lazy. You are purposefully and planfully taking a day to rest and recoup and regain some energy. So I don't want people to get caught up in a negative, pejorative self-statement about being lazy, or, when they do need to planfully take care of themselves.
Yeah, you say to be gentle on yourself. That's one of the keys here.
If you're not going to make the statement that might be rolling around in your head to another person, to a friend, if you're not going to say to a friend, you are the laziest blankety blank, right? Sometimes those negative things that we say in our head to ourselves, we need to think about, would we in fact say that to a family member or to a friend? And if we wouldn't, we shouldn't be saying it to ourselves. Because I will tell you that the more we engage in self-criticism and harsh self-judgment, the less motivated we will be to do anything. So we really need to work on those negative self-statements.
Yeah, this is a tough one, because criticism, I know you'll say psychologically it's not a motivator, but we use it all the time with our kids or whatever. Don't you know, if you don't do this, you're going to be or get out of bed, don't lollygag around. So that's my next thing. It's summer, and the kids, trying to motivate them to do stuff. Is it different with kids, or how do we motivate them to maybe do their summer work and their summer reading when they think, I'll just do it, the day before school starts?
Right. And sometimes for those situations, the natural consequences are far more powerful than any consequences we could conjure up. So, it's, unless they're, very early elementary school, they know now what that feels like in those last couple days before, school starts, to rush and get all that work done. And it's not a good feeling, but you can't necessarily recreate that feeling for them. There has to be the natural consequence. And that's where parents sometimes just need to back off and let the natural consequences take place. If your child will go with the structure and guidance that you're setting up, let's just set aside a little bit of time, just 2 days a week. We don't even have to do it every day. 2 days a week to do some reading or do some of your summer work. You can at least put the effort into structure, but it's really harder with older teens because they just want the natural consequences to fall on them.
Let the chips fall where they may. Okay.
Absolutely.
Ma, it'll all work out. It'll all work out, Ma. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
Right.
we'll see.
Right. We have the benefit of years and years of wisdom and knowing how bad that feels when the deadline is right in front of us and we are scrambling. That is a terrible feeling.
Terrible.
But for some people, that's the only thing that motivates them.
What do they say? Youth is wasted on the young? Is that what they say?
Absolutely. We have so much wisdom between the three of us.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're like the wise men. Or
Wise
Exactly.
Wednesday. Forget about Wine Wednesday. It's Wise Wednesday.
Wise Wednesdays.
all right. Thank you so much, Doc. We appreciate your time.
Have a great day.
All right, you too.
And we'll take a deeper dive on what kind of counts for motivation, how we can conjure it up on Kara's Cures on the podcast. So subscribe and listen there.